the drive, met by Claude. Smith for Edey. Clockwork for Purdue.
Figures out a way to get both people.
So Zack Edey is one of those players in college basketball whose name just blew up out of nowhere during this March Madness tournament. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't watch a lot of Purdue games before this man's name popped up. I have watched a few games during the tournament. For those who haven't seen a game or two, I have a game pulled up from his game versus Gonzaga. We're gonna check that out first. I'm saying, get a little sample, see what we're talking about today before we dive into another video I got about how good is Zack Edey really.
In round number 2. No double yet. On the bounce.
Big boy.
Nope. Edey on the board. The #1 paint scoring team in the country averages 42 points in the paint. Second chance points already.
Big
5-0
boy.
Gonzaga as Edey flushes it home. That was a great play right there, which they switched. They needed to switch that. Now Edey with 4 on the shot clock. Backing down Greg. Edey too strong for Greg.
Big body.
There you go.
So we can see he's a paint sitting big. You know what I'm saying? Glass lock, glass cleaner, plate cleaner. You know what I'm saying? He likes to play it in paint.
And the
You know what I'm saying?
Greg, which is his third.
It look like he's just bigger than everybody else.
100%. Once he got the ball there,
He NBA size in college type deal.
this is a guaranteed basket.
That's a bad foul.
That's a bad foul. So
Oh,
3
thanks.
on Greg. This is one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country because of Edey. Edey.
Jump up.
This time it goes his first points of the second half. Now Edey, he's got Braden Huff on him. Edey muscling his way over Huff.
He's
And
just
these
bigger than
Purdue
him,
fans
bro.
explode.
That's not fair.
Well, in the first half, Purdue got it done from the outside
wonder-
with 7 threes. Here in the second half, 16, make it 18.
No wonder they got the most point paints in the goddamn, bro. They got this big old 7-foot
Points in the
NBA
paint.
body.
That really serves you well to play 2 speeds, and they can do it.
Gillis feeds Edey.
Oh,
Edey around.
he got that jump hook though. Wait till he gets to the league. Just wait till he gets to the league and gets a bag. Oh my goodness.
Too strong.
Wait till one of these top NBA dudes, you know what I'm saying, get top NBA teams get a hold of him and, you know what I'm saying, he start getting a bag. Let him get with a, you know what I'm saying, shimmy, post fade. You know what I'm saying? Wait, just wait.
Too big, too strong.
Or you think he gonna bust?
Just understands everything.
Pause.
Nice to throw it into this guy.
That's good to have, too. Maybe I wouldn't be, like you said, maybe I wouldn't be sitting here with you if I had Zack Edey.
This is not
Where
fair,
were
bro.
you?
This is not fair.
Where have you been all my life?
It's alright. Now that we've seen a little bit of how Zack Edey play and what's the word, we got a video here about Hoop Dungeon that goes into how good is he actually. And with a game like his, will it translate to the NBA? How well will he fit in the NBA lineup if he can't hit a 3-ball? Is my question. I feel like the NBA especially is going to this 5-out lineup, switchable wings, you know what I'm saying, 1 through 4, everyone can switch. We don't see a lot of Rudy Gobert's, you know what I'm saying, get talked in the stardom realm. So we'll see. So let's check out my boy Hoop Dungeon's video. I'll leave the links to all these videos down below, so you can check out the original video yourself.
With his competitive fire lit, Edey
Shout out Hoop
turned to
Dungeon,
the
bro.
IMG Academy
You a real one.
in Florida. Graduate with a scholarship to play D1 ball for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Edey is one of 4 finalists for the Naismith Award, which goes to college basketball's most outstanding player.
This year's Men's Wooden Award winner, Zack Edey of Purdue.
Zack Edey has been named Naismith Player of the Year.
Does this ever get old? How does this feel?
Never gets old. Winning never gets old.
Winning never gets old,
Zack
baby.
Edey has been the face of college basketball for the last 2 seasons. His sheer size and physicality has allowed him to dominate at the college level. He should be on his way to the NBA next season, but something feels a little off about Zack Edey's NBA projection. He's not near the top of any 2024 NBA.
And if I was to guess why that was, it's because he can't shoot, bro. I don't know, like, if his archetype is really viable in the NBA now. You know what I'm saying? You can always teach him how to shoot a jump shot, how to play the pick and roll. But like I'm saying, it looks like when you watch him on film, he's just on the low block, back to the basket, dump it down. And that's not really how a lot of teams not looking for that, right? A lot of teams are looking for, you know what I'm saying, big wings who can, big 3 and D guys so they can fit around their superstars that we already got. Or a lot of teams looking for guards, transcendent players, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers who play in the perimeter, shoot the 3 ball. Giannis's don't come along, you know what I'm saying, they don't grow on trees. But even he proved even when he was doing his thing, he was proving the NBA wrong. That a guy like him can win. But he's a freak of nature. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of teams are looking for a Zack Edey, a paint sitting big on the low block. And that's what I would think, yeah, and that's what I would predict is the reason why no one's really high on him, even though he's clearly like an NBA body. It's just, I don't know. I think he got the old patch update.
NBA mock drafts, and scouts are even saying that 2024 is a weaker draft class. Theoretically, his high level of dominance in college should have scouts excited to draft Edey, but it's not that simple. While he is the most dominant force in college basketball right now, many scouts are questioning if Edey's game will translate well to the modern NBA.
Yep.
We'll get into all of it, but let's first understand who Zack Edey is as a basketball player and how he got to this point.
If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe so I can know and I can keep bringing you videos like this on a regular basis.
Crazy enough, Zack Edey's first sport was not basketball. The Toronto native started his athletic career playing hockey and baseball. But by 14, he'd given up both sports because his 7-foot-tall stature was the most practical in basketball. He only started to play basketball his sophomore year of high school at Leaside High School in Toronto, Canada, and he only started to take basketball seriously when...
See, what's funny about guys like Anthony Davis compared to a guy like this, I mean, like Zack Edey, is when AD, he played guard and then grew into a, you know what I'm saying, his big man frame. So if you ever watch Anthony Davis actually play basketball, he plays like a guard, a big guard. That's why he's more comfortable. That's why he don't like playing the center position, because then you gotta have, he's the one that has to, you know what I'm saying, and be on a big block and all that. Nah. AD played point guard before he played center. So he can handle the block, you know what I'm saying? He can shoot the 3 ball. And that's what makes him so effective. A guy like Zack Edey, who, you know what I'm saying, you actually started playing other sports, and because you were too goddamn tall, you were already 7 foot. You're like, yo, let's just go ahead and go play basketball, because that's where you probably make the most bread, and that's probably where your height's more naturally effective. That's why he got the low block post big man game. You know what I'm saying? His bag is all big man. I'm tall. You got the tall bag, tall package. I don't know if that's going to translate to the NBA.
When baseball became impractical to play at his exceptional height, he would eventually catch the eye of top-tier prep school IMG Academy and played there for 2 seasons, starting in 2018. It didn't take coaches long to find a fit for Edey. They put the gigantic 16-year-old on a second-tier team for 1 year, primarily so he could develop his skills and learn to cope with the frustration of smaller players pestering him. After showing what he's made of, he got bumped up to the school's national team the next year. Even though he was just a 3-star recruit and just the 440th ranked player in his class, he reclassified to the 2020 class and committed to Purdue, snubbing offers from Baylor and Santa Clara. He was extremely under the radar as a high school recruit, only playing organized basketball for 3 years. Many could question whether Zack Edey was even ready for Division I basketball with such inexperience, but honestly, it took an immense amount of pressure off of him.
Some people would even say the bag he got is easy to acquire at that height. So yeah, give him 3 years of playing on the low block on the IMG Academy with these top level coaches in high school. These top level, you know what I'm saying? He's playing with these top level guys. You teach him how to handle being 7 foot and use it to your advantage. 3 years, yeah, he can go play college. Yeah, bro. You see, even in college, he's bigger than everybody else. He's dominating.
Just take a look at some child prodigies.
Julian
who were
Newman's too
supposed to be the
small. He was
next big
short.
Thing. Julian Newman, Mikey Williams.
7 foot
these
was
guys
effective.
were propped up by social media to be stars, but the pressure got to them. If you want to watch our videos on Julian Newman and Mikey Williams, those will be linked at the end of this video.
Oh, what's going on with Mikey, though?
But back to Zack Edey.
I think we gotta, you know what I'm saying, make a video about Mikey, bro. What happened to Mikey?
He came in with zero expectations and zero pressure, and in a way, that was better than being let down by a prospect who's supposed to be the next big thing. As a freshman at Purdue, Edey came in at a towering 7 feet 4 inches, making him the tallest player in Big Ten history. Despite sharing playing time with Trevion Williams, who was another solid center, Edey still managed to put up impressive numbers, averaging 8.7 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks in just 14 minutes per game. His efforts earned him a spot on the Big Ten All-Freshman team.
Damn.
He put up solid numbers in his freshman year on such limited minutes. Many were interested to see if his size and motor can translate to a more expanded role, and if his body can even handle the full duration of a college basketball game. And in his sophomore season, Edey stepped into that role. He became the team's starting center and wasted no time making his mark. His stats improved dramatically, averaging 14.4 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks in just 19 minutes per game.
Damn.
And to cap it all off, he snagged a spot on the All-Big Ten second team. It wasn't a fluke.
Shout out to Edey, bro. We gotta give him his credit. Gotta give him man his flowers. Clap it up for Edey, Zack Edey. It's very hard to do, bro. Like coming into a new sport and within 3-4 years, doing what he accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a whole different background, come from baseball, hockey, to be able to dominate basketball at the college level. You gotta give him his credit, bro. You have to work. You're not just gonna be handed that, right? You have to put the work in. You gotta put the hours in. You gotta have dedication. You gotta put the time in. He grinded, bro. You see, he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, starter at first. And then when he got his opportunity, he was able to dominate. So that's something you know what I'm saying? We gotta take our time to appreciate stuff like that because that's admirable. That's something we want to instill in the next generation of guys, bro. Working hard at your craft, anything in life will reward you, stuff like that. So give my man his credit, bro. Shout out to Edey. Before we start slandering, I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen next.
Fluke. Edey was impressive that season, being a more featured scorer and developing a skill set around the basket. Look how he receives the pass and dunks it while using his big stature to shield the defender. And this was only in his sophomore year. But Edey's junior year was an absolute game changer. With his minutes bumping up to 31.7 per game, he really hit his stride. He was averaging 22.3 points, 12.9 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks, while shooting an impressive 60.7% from the field and 73.4% from the free throw line. And he won just about every accolade possible in his junior year. He won the National Player of the Year.
But once again, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, the kid's dominating the paint. But Houston, we have a problem. This 3-point percentage column. I can't highlight it, but his 3-point percentage, bruh. All them zeros. He don't shoot nothing from deep. And that's cool, though. Nothing wrong with that, bro. But that's why the scouts aren't high, man. We don't know if that's going to translate at the next level. So I'm assuming some slander is coming.
The year, first team All-American, Big Ten Player of the Year, first team All-Big Ten, Big Ten All-Defensive Team, Big Ten Tournament MVP, and he even won the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award for the best center in the NCAA that season. That's a complete sweep in his junior year. Edey was a force to be reckoned with, and it wasn't just his height, but also his weight that gave him the strength to dominate in the paint, unlike many other towering players who might be on the skinnier side. There's no doubt that his physical presence will be at the top, even for NBA standards. He'll likely be not just one of the tallest, but one of the heaviest players in the league. But even after his historic junior year, he was projected to only be a second-round pick in the 2023 NBA draft, leading Edey to decide to come back for his senior year at Purdue. Many of you might be wondering why he was not projected higher after such a dominating season of college basketball. And to be completely honest, there was still plenty of room for growth in his game. I mean, this guy didn't really start playing organized basketball until his sophomore year of high school. And entering his senior season at Purdue, he was still viewed as the big guy who dominated solely off sheer size and physicality, and needed to display more of a skill set in his senior year to get more NBA scouts on his radar. And it's safe to say that he has shown some signs of that in his senior season. His touch around the basket has been excellent, and his footwork has improved drastically. He's becoming less reliant on his size and is developing some real moves in his arsenal. And speaking of size, he's big, but what's optimistic is that he's showing to move better compared to earlier in his college career. His agility and coordination have definitely improved. And he's also shown to have an improved motor, going from playing 14 minutes a game in his freshman season to over 30 minutes consistently in his senior season. And while we know Zack Edey practically lives at the rim and many want to see more in his game, it is a fact that when he gets those mismatches inside, he has been simply unstoppable.
What I want to see from Zack, and this is just me as a player, I want to see him mid-range game, you know what I'm saying? Develop a mid-range game at least, so he can play the pick and roll at the next level. As a screen setter, being able to do basically what Jokic does, you know what I'm saying? With the be able to hit the mid-range. All right, you leave me open from three, I'm going to pull it. Being able to be a really effective passer. I want to see, you know what I'm saying, him play with not better teams, but I want to see how he plays with other bigs. I want to see how he plays in an offense where he is the only big. And I want to see some playmaking out of him. You know what I'm saying? The paint buckets are sick, bro. Like, we're never going to see another Shaq, right? Dominance like that. He's probably the closest young dude to show us resemblance of that. You know what I'm saying? But you see how no one's really high on that type of... NBA guys are drafting for their needs, and I just don't think there's a game or a spot for a paint sitting big unless you're like Rudy Gobert dominant at the NBA level. So we'll see when it gets there. But like, how high are people on Rudy Gobert? You know what I'm saying? I just don't think teams are looking for a guy like that. I don't know how it's gonna fit in the next level.
He's dunking over anyone and everyone, powering through contact like it's nothing, and his touch is superb, making tough shots on the low block with bodies all over him. And even when teams try to double team him, he has been unfazed. He's been able to improve on reading defenses and finding open teammates when he gets double teamed to the low post. His improved decision-making and passing skills help open up this Purdue offense, and that is what NBA scouts want to see more of compared to highlights of Zack Edey being one-dimensional in the post. Edey's numbers speak for themselves. He averages the most points per game in the country, is third in the nation in rebounds per game, and has helped impact winning basketball at Purdue. Edey's journey from a wide-eyed freshman to a seasoned senior All-American has been quite the ride for him. He has seen lots of success in the regular season, clinching back-to-back Big Ten titles in 2023 and 2024, but have absolutely collapsed in the tournament up to this point. From the Sweet 16 collapse in 2022 against 15 seed St. Peter's and the even worse round of 64 historic upset versus 16 seed Fairleigh Dickinson in 2023, Zack Edey and Purdue are looking for much improved March Madness.
So really, even on the NCAA level, man, his game is not translating to rings. You know what I'm saying? He's probably the only reason why Purdue's relevant. He's winning games in the regular season, but when it matters most, that them 2 points that you working hard for, the clog paint meta, I don't think it's gonna beat out a lot of teams. You know what I'm saying, and if your game can't translate even on college level, how is it gonna translate on the NBA level, where things are way tougher?
This success in 2024, as at this point in time are heading into the Sweet 16 of 2024 March Madness. They absolutely manhandled 16 seed Grambling State in the first round. To be fair, they knew the program could never be taken seriously if they lost to back-to-back 16 seeds. Edey dominated in this game, and Grambling State didn't have much time to cook up a defensive strategy, let alone execute it. They tried to keep Edey in check with single coverage, but let's just say it didn't go as planned. Defenders, who were a head shorter than the 7'4" Edeys, desperately tried to contain a player who was just too big, too strong, and too skilled to handle
That was your game plan.
Look how he bullies the defense on this dunk.
One-on-one, this thing.
Grambling State simply couldn't contain Edey. He went on to make history, becoming only the third player in the last half century.
That's easier said than done, but you gotta double him and make him get the ball up, bro. Like your game plan can't be just one-on-one. You gotta make the little white boy shoot. You gotta make the other dudes shoot, bro. You can't one-on-one cannot be the game plan.
To drop 30 points and grab 20 rebounds in an NCAA tournament game. And in the round of 32, Edey dominated again. He scored 23 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks to lead Purdue to a 106-67 win over Utah State.
I don't know who they playing.
It'll definitely be interesting to see how Edey competes against much stronger competition in the later rounds of March Madness. If Edey can lead Purdue on a deep run in the tournament, scouts might view Edey in a different light. But as of now, even with his ridiculous stat lines and incredible in-game...
That's cool and all. That's cool and all. I want to see how he plays against comp, bro. I want to see where it goes with the NBA. I want to see where he gets picked up, bro. That's gonna be interesting to see how far he goes in the draft, and I want to see his NBA career. I'm interested because his name's jumping now. But thanks for watching, bro. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Check out that sports betting video I got up right now, bro. I'll leave that for you on screen. There's been some NBA scandals. It's insane, bro. You gotta check it out. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.